Is Litecoin ready for a major surge? I think so. I'm going to give you guys the reasons why in this video. Also, going to be talking about a major weekly candle close for the key indicator that matters for all of crypto. I am talking about Bitcoin. That is the driver of this market. If Bitcoin pumps, I can expect the altcoins to be following. And if Bitcoin dumps, I will be expecting the altcoins to follow similarly. This is why I pay attention to Bitcoin first. It is the key and most important indicator for this crypto market. We're going to be talking about some altcoins setups later in this video that you guys don't want to miss, because we here in this channel find the moves before they actually happen. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about Litecoin, of course, MOG coin, Hyperliquid. See what's going on in these three altcoin markets later in this video. It's going to be after the 10-minute mark if you guys want to skip ahead through, but I would not recommend it because any altcoin setups I'll be taking into consideration of, I will be first thinking about the Bitcoin setup first, okay? So let's go ahead and dive into this video with some news, major crypto news. I'll give you guys my instant reaction before diving into the charts. Let's go ahead and go to the first piece of news here. This is by News BTC. Bitcoin Golden Cross incoming, but tensions threaten breakout. This is today's news, June 15th. I'm not sure what this news is talking about because the Golden Cross has already happened. That's basically when the daily 50 SMA crosses over the daily 200 SMA. Okay. That has already happened quite a few days ago, and it was a crash that happened. So I think this piece of news is kind of late. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. This is by Cointelegraph. Bitcoin backed loans open the real estate market to crypto rich, tax free. That sounds really good. Okay. Especially when it comes to tax free. I'm just reading the headlines here. If you guys are interested in reading the details of these news, I am actually pulling these news pieces from TradingView, right? You guys can find charts, news, other traders' ideas on TradingView. I think if you guys are newbies to this market, it is a great resource to have TradingView. I've been using it for the past over 5 years. I definitely recommend it. They have plans for under 20 bucks. You can make that back in one profitable trade. If you guys want to sign up for TradingView or even just want to check it out, make sure to use my affiliate link in the description section below. I will earn a commission if you guys sign up for a plan with my link that supports my channel. And thank you very much. All right, so this is definitely great news. I would definitely, I would want to read more into this news when I'm ready to purchase real estate. Especially, what catches my attention is tax free. Okay, I like tax free. Let's go ahead and go to the next piece here. This is by News BTC. Bitcoin investors remain calm despite Israel-Iran conflict escalation. I definitely feel calm with this news because I feel with this news because I think we still have a very bullish setup for Bitcoin, which matters for the altcoins as well. Because we still have some bullish consolidation charts here that I'm gonna be showing you guys just right now. Next, Cointelegraph. Bitcoin price targets mushroom as traders bet on 140k plus this bull run. I think 140k is definitely in the cards very much, right? So yeah, I definitely am with the headline here. And I think there could be more than 140k. We're gonna come back here and chart what happens to the Bitcoin price when it hits around that range here. So you guys definitely want to subscribe, like this video, and let me know you guys want a follow-up. Now let's come over here to the Bitcoin charts. weekly time frame, this is going to affect your altcoins. Okay, weekly time frame. We have a major weekly candle close here. I'm going to tell you guys why. Because first of all, we're still in this cup and handle pattern, right? On this weekly time frame. Price target out of this cup and handle pattern is going to be about 100, just right above 145k here. Now, within this cup and handle pattern, we are consolidating within a symmetrical triangle pattern, which favors a breakout direction that precedes the symmetrical triangle pattern, which is, in this case, it would be upwards. So the upside price target for the symmetrical triangle pattern is about 122k. It usually breaks to the upside if that's the direction that precedes it. And what's also important about this weekly candle close is that we're still above previous weekly candle closes. I am talking about this area right here, December 9th and December 16th weekly candle closes. That's very good because we are still closing above previous resistance, solid resistance. Okay. Let's take a look into the daily time frame here. Also going to be a very important indicator because we have just hit the daily 50 SMA, which is the gray line here. That is at about 103, between 103 and 104k right now. Whenever I see price action come down to the moving average as support the first time, it's usually pretty strong support. Okay, and it has actually just came down here the first time, technically, okay, 2 days ago. So I still expect the daily 50 SMA to be pretty strong support. Let's come down here to the 12-hour time frame where I am seeing some pretty subtle but also could be very powerful indicator here. 12-hour time frame, some very clear bullish divergence in this area here. That is basically when you're seeing price action making equal or lower lows, but you see it on the RSI where there are equal or higher lows on the RSI. Very important indicator that I use, effective and simple, which usually tells me that there's going to be a reversal. We're seeing it play out right now. Let's see how far this reversal actually takes Bitcoin. Let's come over here to some altcoin setups. Before that, I also want to mention ES1 exclamation mark is going to be something you want to be paying attention to as well, in my opinion, because what I'm saying here is purely my opinions and speculations. None of what I'm saying here in this video is financial advice, of course. But what I'm seeing here on this ES1 S&P 500 futures is that we also had bearish divergence playing out on the weekly time frame. It took a red candle here, but we are also on some daily moving averages. Why is this important? Because the S&P 500 market is highly correlated with Bitcoin, which will affect our altcoins. And right here, it is on a moving average on the daily time frame as support. So will it actually give the stock market here a bounce? I mean, that's going to be very good for Bitcoin as well if it does. If not, the breakdown target, I've talked about this a lot of last week. The breakdown target of this rising wedge pattern is going to be about 50, just right underneath 5,800. A lot of support in between right now and then, but I mean that's going to drag the Bitcoin price down if very likely if this breakdown happens. Let's come over here to talk about some altcoins. I know you guys are here for the altcoins. Okay, we're going to talk about Litecoin first. Okay, Litecoin currently at about $86. What has happened to Litecoin since the last time we've talked about it? Okay, so weekly time frame, still very much valid. This falling wedge pattern, it's going to be a very common pattern you guys would see in this crypto markets. So train your eyes to see it. It's also a very powerful pattern because that tells me that after an extensive downtrend on that time frame, it is more likely to reverse, and there's going to be quite a bit of upside. Litecoin, falling wedge pattern, weekly time frame. If it breaks out of this pattern to the upside, which it usually does, the price target is going to be about $190. Inside this falling wedge pattern, daily time frame, it broke out of this smaller pattern here. Price target is going to be about $122. It is still trying to work its way up there, and I think this breakout is still very much valid. And it broke out of this smaller falling wedge pattern that is probably more clear on the 4-hour time frame. It broke out of it, basically retested it because this price action is still above that top trend line. And what I'm seeing right now is still a valid breakout. Price target for this smallest pattern that I'm seeing on this chart is going to be about $103 Litecoin, which is still quite a bit of a range for Litecoin here. Now, if you guys do want to see any coins that I'm talking about in this market, follow-ups on Litecoin, Hyperliquid, MOG coin, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and comment, letting me know if you guys want to see more of these coins or whatever coins you guys want to see in this market. I will pick one request from you guys every day to do daily. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let's come back over here for Litecoin. Okay, so right now this pattern is still very valid. I am not seeing any other particular patterns here. So price target, it's gonna be about $103 out of the smaller falling wedge pattern. Let's see if Litecoin works its way to break out of that major pattern on the weekly time frame. Let's come back. So next one, Hyperliquid. Let's see what's going on in here. All right, weekly time frame. It is making a higher high right now on this weekly time frame. Hyperliquid. What is something to be paying attention to here for this coin is that we have a weekly candle close coming up in 7 hours, and we have a very likely scenario that this is going to be a bearish divergence scenario. And whenever I see divergence, it usually means there's going to be a reversal. How big of a reversal? That is yet to be seen. That is something that I will be paying attention to and charting on a smaller time frame to get more clues. That is my approach to it. It has been very effective. Let's come over here to the daily time frame. There is already some divergence signals here that's playing out. Okay, where you see higher high right here and a lower high on the RSI, and there had been 2 daily red candles, and try to make it, and then it reversed right here, try to make another higher high, but also a lower high on the RSI. That is another divergence signal that should be paying attention to. Okay, in my opinion here, if Hyperliquid does not break out of this upper trend line, that could be a very strong indicator that this market is going to be taking a dip. Okay, because we have a validated upper trend line here. I am just looking for a validated swing here to for this rising wedge pattern to establish, right? And if a rising wedge pattern actually does establish, that's usually a bearish pattern. Right now, it's not completely, formed yet because it hasn't had that second swing down. But that is something to be paying attention to. Now, let's come back here to, let's go on to the next one, MOG coin, okay? Now, if you guys do want to learn technical analysis and charts so you can actually see this market a lot more clearly for yourselves and actually find the moves before they actually happen, because let's face it, that's a lot lower risk than chasing a pump on the day of. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to this channel because I will get you guys up to speed on that. Let's go on to MOG coin, see what's going on in this market. MOG coin, Weekly time frame, falling wedge. Like I said, very common pattern you guys would see throughout this crypto market. Falling wedge price target is going to be about all those zeros in front of it, and then about 24/7. Okay, that is what I'm seeing for price targets. That is still a pretty big price target for MOG coin. And let's take a look into a lower time frame here, see what this price action could be doing. Daily time frame. No particular pattern yet, but I think I'm seeing on the 4-hour time frame, there is a clearer double bottom on this price action here with bullish divergence, which usually means that there's going to be a reversal. We're seeing that happen right now. A price target out of this double bottom pattern is going to be about 0.000005 zeros and 11. Okay, so that is still about maybe a little bit over 20% here for MOG coin for this price target. Now, price targets are estimates only. It could be more, it could be less. There could be a lot of things that happen between where the price action is now, for example, and the price targets. There could be fake outs. So a lot of scenarios to be taken into consideration of, but it's still a very good idea to just get a clue about where the price action could be going with a price target. Okay, but never take anything as given in this market. Just because you have a price target doesn't mean that it's absolutely going to happen. Alright, that basically wraps it up for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.